there's a lot of courses either online or in schools. But the problem is with that is it means that most of your portfolio will look the same as everyone else's portfolio in that place.
All right, Max, I'm going to ask for some words of wisdom here on behalf of the audience.
Okay.
What kind of advice would you give to people who wants to break into the industry? And then maybe that's a general question. And then maybe later on you can share with us more specifically for level design. Take it away.
Sure. One of the biggest things I'd say that you need to do is make sure that you have a strong portfolio. And whether that means going and studying at a school or maybe taking online courses, it doesn't matter so much how you get there as long as you have a nice portfolio. And with that as well, especially when you're starting out, that doesn't mean put on every single piece of work that you've done. One of the things that people look for is quality. So making sure that you have your own quality bar for this. So the fact that, maybe you've got 5 levels, just for example of me, or it might be 5 models or 5 animations, but only 2 of them are really that good. Just show your best 2 or show your best 1, just to make sure that everything is on the same standard. So make sure that you have your own kind of bar of standards as well, your own standard bar for it. And that's a big, I know phrasing was bad, but it's late. It's not that late, but I'll pretend it is.
It's all right.
That's
tough life.
One. Yeah, that's it. But I think that's a good one. I think another great thing for it as well is network. Make sure that you're going out there and talking to people as much as you can. And when I say network, I don't mean just go over to someone and be like, give me a job. But talk to them, speak to them, ask them about their creative process, see what gets them inspired. One of my favorite, two examples of good networking that helped me was when I was trying to get into university, we had to do a test as well. And I was using the Little Big Planet level editor to create a level first. And I actually got to meet someone who works on Little Big Planet one day. And this is before I was in the industry. And I just came over to him and I just said, hey man, I just want to say, if it wasn't for you and your team's work, I wouldn't be at this university. So thank you so much for that. And we just got talking more and more about, his opinions on design, what he'd been up to, how he got to where he was. And we ended up just talking about many things. I think football came up at one point and other things. So it's just really fun to talk there. And the second one, for a great example, is part of the reason that I got into Ubisoft is because of a man called Andrew Willens, who is a great designer. He's now, I believe, the design director at Sumo Digital. And we met at first a conference where I was just helping out and he was a speaker. And we had very similar humor and we just started busting each other, just having a joke around. And we started to know each other there. And then eventually I got some time and said, oh, mate, do you mind seeing some of the games I've made? He saw them, he liked them. We got a bit back and forth and spoke every now and then. And then I went over to do a competition up in Scotland and he was a judge there. And because we knew each other, we just started joking around again. He saw me
Nice.
And we built a rapport to a point where then he said, look, we've got this role open. Do you want to come join us? And that was, to help me to get to Ubisoft. So I owe him a big, great gratitude and thanks. And that came because us just talking, that wasn't like, oh, mate, can I have a job? We spoke about things. I showed him some of my work. And that's just how it came to be, so just talking to people is a big element of that as well. And then the final one tip is obviously do your own personal work. As I mentioned, there's a lot of courses either online or in schools, but the problem is with that is it means that most of your portfolio will look the same as everyone else's portfolio in that place.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that you're building up your own portfolio, creating something that'll stand out as well. So that's a big thing I think that should be noted down for people. So my tips is strong portfolio, go out and network, and make sure that you're doing your own personal work as well. And I think that's a very important part.
By the way, I have a special gift for you. Here's a free guide that can help improve your level design skills. In this guide, I've compiled the 10 questions you should ask when designing a level. If you want the guide, there's a link for it in the description below. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. It is due to their generosity that I'm able to make more games and more videos like this one. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more game dev tips, tutorials, and inspiration. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.